Evelyn. Please let me sleep the night at your house. I recently received a notice of eviction from my parents.
What occurred to you?
My boyfriend's fiancé just arrived at our home. What a funny story, lol. My parents urged me to leave quickly because of this.
Wait. What? Your boyfriend's fiancé? You've got to be joking me if you're still seeing that married boyfriend of yours, right? Why have I advised you to end things with him right away?
It's simpler said than done, but you did it. You do realize that I am smitten with him, don't you? In addition, he disclosed that his divorce is imminent. I just let everything go because of this, lol.
However, aren't you currently in serious trouble? I can't even recall how many times you have repeated yourself slow and calm down with you. Why you don't want to give up?
Let's see, I believe that someone's wife visited my home for the third time. How exactly did they discover my address? I mean,
are you really serious at this moment? Considering that you are their husband's mistress, it makes sense that they would visit your home. You ought to be grateful that you haven't yet been beaten to death.
Certainly, I am. All of these women appear to be trained fighters. They can certainly shatter my neck with only one attempt, I'm sure of it. In addition, this time, the wife of my lover threatened to sue me and lodge a complaint with my job unless I paid her money, and guess what? She demanded $50,000 in return. Shouldn't she see me too? LOL. Such a piece of trash is also trying to get her husband back. Is she stupid all the time?
At this point, stop playing about. How are you going to compensate her, then?
My dad told me I'm not paying $1 this time for the problem you made, dude, so I'm going to that loan shark like I usually do. His rage literally reached the sky. I think my dad might want to go bald, too, lol. Anyway, since my parents drove me out, I can no longer rely on them.
Well, I'm not shocked.
I've heard that you and your husband recently moved into a new home. I'm certain your home has a spare room for your childhood pal. Sorry, but that's not going to happen. I won't permit a property destroyer to reside in my home. I'm not a bad enough person to kidnap the husband of a childhood buddy. Since the two of you began working at the same employer, Matthew and you have been dating. I am thus fully aware of your affection for one another.
Even yet, I don't take the comments of someone who has already ruined 3 families at face value.
You aren't required to say it that way, come on. It doesn't feel like I often take men from other women. Those were the guys who initially tried to seduce me.
No, it is not the issue. You may give yourself any justification you like, but you won't be staying at my house. I thus advise you to seek assistance from someone else. Sorry.
But it's not feasible. I'm standing in front of your home already. I'm going to start crying if you refuse to unlock the door for me.
Truly. Because you've already arrived.
Yeah, exactly, lol. I requested your address from your parents. Your parents were so delighted when I told them we were throwing a housewarming celebration that they didn't even think twice before texting me the address. Consequently, what did you bring to the housewarming celebration? Just me, myself, and I. Nevertheless, I'm prepared to perform all household duties while I'm living at your residence. So will you kindly let me in as we are great friends? I imagine that maintaining such a house every day must be incredibly taxing.
Thus, go someplace else.
You are really nasty. What's wrong with assisting a childhood friend? You know what, until you let me into your home, I'm not leaving.
The neighbors will report to the authorities about me.
You desire more. I'm currently on a business trip away from town.
You better give up before it's too late because I'm set on this. I've given you plenty of chances in the past to establish your reliability, but all you did was let me down. Time and again.
You're now on a business trip, so if that's the case, where are you? In any case, you don't need to tell me since I don't really care.
What is the significance of the fact that I'm not at home right now, and what do you mean by it being exactly right for you?
Anyway, I'm really excited to meet him again after hearing this. You didn't even give us a chance to speak when we last met.
What?
Oh, that's okay. If your husband is home, maybe I could stay with him instead? I'll ask your husband immediately if I may remain. Although I've only known him briefly, I've already noticed that he's not at all like the jerks I've met thus far.
Pardon. Given the nasty things you've done in the past, I'm no longer so convinced about your integrity. Therefore, I don't want you anywhere near my spouse.
I'll wait for him till he gets home from work, whatever. Matthew is a kind and amiable man. He's not as chilly as you. Enjoy your travel for business. I'll be waiting for you at your place, and if you can, please bring me some mementos. I don't have any preferences.
Hello, Matthew. I apologize for bothering you at such a late hour. I'm not sure whether you've finished your job, but there is something I must let you know. Would you mind looking to see if there is someone acting strangely in front of our house? There should be a girl there with a tiny spinner bag.
What? Anyone acting strangely? What are you referring to? How are you doing? Please let me know if anything is incorrect.
Actually, my childhood buddy Amy approached me since she suddenly wants to stay at our house and doesn't have any other pals to ask. Naturally, I declined her request. She can't just drop by someone else's house without calling first, right? Now. Additionally, I'm not even at home, right?
But she said that she would remain whatever. I'm at a loss on what to do as a result. Anyway, don't worry too much about it. I'll take care of it when I get back.
I'm warning you now to be cautious when you open the door because of this. You know you shouldn't let anyone in without asking me first.
However, I've already allowed her in. Earlier, she had a really helpless appearance. I didn't want to abandon her at nighttime. A solitary lady could find it hazardous. Do you not want her to enter the room, but why isn't she your childhood friend? I don't understand.
Regardless of whether she is a childhood friend of mine or not, you shouldn't have allowed her inside. I don't want her in this place.
Today I finished up really quickly, so I left work 2 hours sooner than normal. I then saw her sitting on the porch. She was only wearing a sweater, but you do realize how cold it can get here, don't you? I mean, I was reluctant to turn her away since she has nowhere else to go. She appeared to be really exhausted and afraid. But I couldn't just ignore this. She will just be staying one night, so I suppose it's okay if she sleeps in our guest room. She also informed me that she was evicted from her parents' home.
But it's not really fine, is it? You'll come to regret making this choice. Because we shared a childhood, I am extremely familiar with her. Because of what she accomplished on her own, she was forced to leave her parents' home. Since I'm currently on my business trip, I won't get into the specifics at this time. But just believe me. I don't want her at our house right now, and you need to make her go because you don't know what type of person she truly is.
I won't since she's your buddy, after all, so what's wrong with having her stay at our place for one night? Come on, help out when someone is in need. What harm could you truly cause, too? It will soon be midnight. Can you accept responsibility if something happens to her?
Still, do you believe it's okay to have a female companion at home alone with you who isn't your wife? Please, I beseech you, remove her from here.
Baby, don't worry. Between us, nothing will take place. Additionally, we offer many guest rooms. So, do you believe it's okay for her to establish herself here?
Just a moment, please. Why don't you just settle in here? You don't think you're going to give her our house, do you?
I don't see the huge issue with doing that, though. She is a talented cook who also seems to put the family first. However, you're always preoccupied with work. So I'm genuinely glad to have Amy keep me company while you're away.
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
I can't wait to have some home-cooked food. I can already see how she will appear when wearing that adorable apron. If you saw this, wouldn't your heart practically melt as well? The future husband of Amy will be one lucky man.
Huh? Wait a second first. She also opened our refrigerator.
Sure, But then what? She is quite knowledgeable about international cuisines. I'm therefore amusingly surprised by what she is capable of. In other words, she possesses everything you lack, and you should feel bad about it.
I'm sad she doesn't have everything, then.
Anyway, from now on, I'm just going to let Sadie reside in our home. To be honest, I couldn't care less what you think.
Hold on a second. That is not how it functions.
Shut up. Just follow my instructions, as I'm the family's primary provider of income. Show me that you're not a total moron if the only thing you can do well is work.
Hey, Evelyn, I have to tell you something. I'm carrying Matthew's baby.
I think it hard to believe that you're serious at this moment.
I'm really sorry about what transpired. To be on the safe case, I bought a pregnancy test, and I long ago ended things with my boyfriend who is married. So, other than Matthew, I have no idea whose child it may be.
As soon as I returned from my business vacation, I kicked you out. Yet you continued to touch my hubby. You not only cheated on me with him, but you are also now carrying his kid. Do you even somewhat understand what the term morality means?
Evelyn, that is not the case. At first, I was reluctant to interact with Matthew. But when I realized how enormous your mansion is, I gasped. And isn't Matthew the department, too? In charge at work? He told me his job and his annual salary, and I couldn't help but see him in a new way.
What?
I repeatedly reminded myself that she is the spouse of a childhood friend. But as time passed, I eventually lost control of myself. As I understood what had transpired, we had a romance already.
Those two are awesome. You've got to be kidding me, right? When both parties experience romantic sentiments for one another, two individuals are said to be in a relationship. Being in a relationship does not entail becoming pregnant with the guy's child before dating him. Have you forgotten what you already promised me, Amy? Did you not pledge before God that you would not touch my husband?
I did mention it, but I am not able to foresee the future. How am I to know that he resides in such a palace, after all? You know how lousy I am at determining someone's wealth only based on their outward look.
Even then, I'm not the only one who turned on him. Without his permission, I wouldn't have been able to have slept with him. In other words, everything happened with our mutual consent. Matthew said to me that I am 10 times attractive than you and that without cosmetics, you resemble a monster. I didn't intend to sleep with him, but sometimes things get out of hand and you just have to go with the flow, so that's why I'm telling you it's not entirely my fault.
He is only a jerk, nothing more. I now feel very foolish for being married to him. He just ever puts me down despite the fact that I work my tail off for this family. Since he was promising to let you live with us forever, I should not have trusted him in the first place. You should hold your husband responsible for enticing me, but the instant he had a close look at me, he complimented my body. You should have been here to see the way he touched me. After all, he was head over heels for me when I did nothing except make dinner for him the other day. Matthew told me you hardly never cook, so I'm thinking you don't even know where the kitchen is in your home.
Although I'm not the best chef this world has ever seen, what matters is that I'm learning, not whether or not a couple is happy in their marriage. I made an effort to treat Matthew with respect. I usually make sure to at least spend time with him during the weekend, even if I'm busy with work during the week. I've talked to you enough. I'll teach you and my husband a lesson in his betrayal.
Evelyn, what did you do and say to Matthew? He threw all my things out of the house.
Oh, then why didn't I know that? I know you're upset and confused about what happened. Let's talk about it.
Evelyn, why did Matthew kick me out? I thought we had something real. And what did you do?
I'm sorry to say this, but I found out that you betrayed me. You had a relationship with Matthew and even had a child with him. Despite my efforts to support and help you, I feel deeply hurt by this betrayal.
What? That's your stupid. Why blame me? Evelyn! I I can't believe you would accuse me without giving me a chance to explain. This is so unfair, Evelyn.
Amy, I gave you my trust and friendship, and I expected the same in return. Betrayal is not something I take lightly. I decided to teach you a lesson, to make you understand the consequences of your actions. Amy, I'm not turning against you.
This is unbelievable. Well, congratulations, Evelyn. You've succeeded in making me feel like a terrible person. Is that what you wanted?
I want to share with you what happened with Matthew at the company. After discovering the betrayal, I made the decision to remove Matthew from his position as the company manager.
Wait, you did that for me? Why would you do that?
You know what? So, I gave him a choice, to either remain as the head of the department or to let you stay. And you know what he chose? He chose to kick you out.
I can't believe he would choose his job over our relationship. How heartless.
It was a painful realization, Amy, but it showed me his true priorities. He prioritized his career over your well-being and our relationship. I thought you deserved to know the truth. LOL.
I never thought he would do something like this. I feel so betrayed by him, and now I'm even more grateful to have you as a friend, Evelyn. Are you happy now?
LOL, why you ask me that? It's so normal thing.
You're acting like a venomous snake, manipulating everything to your advantage. I can't believe I ever considered you a friend, let alone a worthy wife.
The truth is, I am the company manager. I have the power to bring justice and make things right. So I have the right to make a choice, and you know that. He chose me.
You're lying. How could you possibly be the manager without me knowing? This is just another manipulation tactic from you.
I know it's hard to believe, but it's the truth, Amy. I've been working silently behind the scenes to witness all. LOL.
You are a despicable person.
Really? Gnaw on what I give you, Amy.